Fox Sports.
We are the Fourth. We are the West.
A beautiful evening at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. The Tampa Bay Rays and the Texas Rangers getting set to conduct a little bit of a physics experiment. It's the immovable object and the irresistible force. Which one will win, we'll know in 3 days. And welcome in, everyone. Along with Tom Grieve, I'm Steve Busby. Yeah, that immovable object happens to be the best pitching in the American League that Tampa Bay has. The irresistible force, obviously the best offense in all of baseball, that's the Texas Rangers. And tonight, a couple of dandies going for each ball club. David Price going for the Tampa Bay Rays, and he has been just outstanding anchoring that pitching staff for Tampa.
He really has, Buzz. He's the best pitcher in baseball right now. You've got the team that gives up the fewest runs, the pitcher that gives up the fewest runs against the team that scores the most runs. The Rangers have averaged over 5 runs a game. They've played great at home. They've won 41 games at home. That's the most in the American League. So it'll be a good test tonight to see if that old baseball adage, good pitching will stop good hitting, comes true. Tune in. You'll find out.
It's going to be a little heat check for both of them, I think. See who's the hottest, the pitching or the hitting of the Rangers. Rangers certainly hope it's them, and Derek Holland is taking them out tonight to see if he can just calm down a little bit the Tampa Bay offense. David Price heating things up. Rangers will try to heat it up behind Derek Holland against the Tampa Bay Rays. Rangers and Rays up next on Fox Sports Southwest. Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Head to your Texas Ford dealer for the summer sales event and enjoy some of the greatest deals of the season. Ford is the best in Texas. And by the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. A nice crowd filing in tonight. The first night of school starting here in North Texas. Ron Washington's club looking to take on the Tampa Bay Rays. Before we get things underway, Let's head on down and check in with Emily Jones. Em?
Well, Buzz, as you know, baseball players aren't want to put more emphasis on one series over another. However, the calendar is close to turning to September, and these are two perennial playoff teams over the last couple of years. Of course, everyone knows their history in the ALDS. However, even though he won't admit that it's more important than any other, Ron Washington has an idea of what he'll see over the next 3 games between these two teams.
We just got to go out there and we got to grind on our at-bats and take advantage of opportunities when it presents itself. And in reverse, they will have to do the same thing. And those are the type of ball games I hope you see, where no one just run away with it. So because of the pitching on their side, and hopefully our pitching continue to pitch the way they've been pitching, and if our offense can continue to grind it out, that's all the offense does, is grind things out. It should be 3 pretty good games.
Ron Washington with tonight's Geico quote of the game. A great pitching matchup on papers. You guys talked about David Price and how good he's been. Derek Holland has been increasingly good over his last few starts, and made the statement that he's ready to kick the door down, so to speak. And it seems like Derek pitches well when he goes up against another staff's ace. So it should be interesting to see how things play out here tonight, gentlemen.
All right, Emily, thank you. Yeah, he's had a lot of practice at it this year. This will be the 5th time it's been either Price or Weaver or Verlander. So Derek accustomed to being on the stage with a guy on the other side that is having a great year and is a great pitcher. And Derek has lived up to the challenge virtually every time this year. So Holland facing Tampa Bay here tonight, and David Price, his mound opponent. David Price, of course, all the glittery statistics, best ERA at 2.28. 16-4, which ties him for the most wins in the American League, and 167 strikeouts in 170 innings. So that strikeout total right up there also. There's the wild card standings. As we begin play tonight, it's basically a 4-team race right now anyway. Tampa Bay a half-game edge over Baltimore and Oakland, and Detroit just a half-game back. And remember now, there are 2 wild cards this year, so the teams with the top 2 records of those teams that you're seeing right now will advance to a 1-game playoff. The winner of that goes into the division series. And Joe Maddon certainly hoping his ball club can continue what they started a couple of years ago, and that's playing the Rangers in the postseason. The Rangers would like nothing better than to face Tampa Bay in mid-October one more time. Joe Maddon's club, as you see, 70 and 57. They are also 4 games behind the Yankees in the American League East as Derek Holland heads to the mound. And Derek trying to continue what he started a couple of starts ago. Holland at 8-6 with that 4.92 ERA. Here's the Tampa Bay lineup that Derek Holland will face tonight. Desmond Jennings, the left fielder, leads off. He's followed by the center fielder, B.J. Upton. Ben Zobrist, the shortstop, bats third. Designated hitter Evan Longoria is the cleanup man. First baseman Jeff Keppinger bats 5th. Ryan Roberts, the second baseman, the local product, sitting 6th. Sam Fuld in right field. The catcher is Jose Molina. He bats 8th, and Elliott Johnson, the start at third base. He is batting 9th.
And for the scouting report on Derek Holland, he's 8-6 on the season. His last start was Wednesday against the Orioles. He pitched well in that game. The Rangers got him a bunch of runs. They won 12-3. He pitched 7 innings, only gave up 5 hits and only 3 runs. Didn't give up a home run. That's a good sign. Against right-hand hitters, he's been very tough at 230 opponents' batting average. 4th best among American League left-handers.
And backing him up defensively tonight, you have Hamilton in left, Gentry in center, Cruz in right. Mike Holt the start at first base, Kinsler and Andrews up the middle, Adrian Beltre at the hot corner, and Giovanni Soto handling Derek Holland. And the umpiring crew tonight, Mike Malinsky is calling the balls and strikes. Brian Knight at first, Mike Winters at second, and Mark Wegner is over at third. Set to get underway, a beautiful evening here in Arlington. The temperature in the mid-80s or so, and crystal clear skies. A swing and a miss by Jennings, and Derek Holland in front of the count to the first hitter. No balls and 1 strike. Desmond Jennings was out of the leadoff spot for a while. The Tampa Bay Rays have not had an explosive offense by any means, although we have to be careful when we look at the overall statistics, because there's a marked difference between what Tampa is able to do at home and on the road. They are a much better offensive team away from Tropicana Field. They hit some 22 points higher on the road, score quite a few more runs. They average almost a run and a half per game more away from their home park. That pitch tap foul. It's no balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, problem is so does every other team probably.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Tampa, their pitching also is much better at home. And we'll give you the breakdown for David Price when he gets out there. Holland back to the plate and calls strike 3.
Well, they don't score at home, and neither does anyone else when they go in there to play them. Good start for Derek Holland. Spots that fastball right at the bottom of the strike zone on the inside corner. Gets that leadoff hitter. And one thing I think it will be important for Derek today, just like it was important yesterday for Scott Feldman. Keep the 2 guys that lead off for Tampa Bay off the bases. Yesterday we couldn't do that. Denard Span, Ben Revere just drove the Rangers crazy. They were on base all day. They were stealing, scoring, bunting, you name it. And Desmond Jennings and B.J. Upton have good speed too. So job there is keep them off the bases.
Yeah, one advantage I think the Rangers have tonight with the left-hander Derek Holland on the mound. He has a better chance, I think, of controlling the running game once somebody gets on with speed.
Yeah, for sure.
Got an excellent pickoff move. That pitch chopped foul. He also fields his position pretty well, and not that Scott Feldman doesn't, but Scott just doesn't bounce around as agilely as Derek Holland does. Holland again out in front of the count. A ball and 2 strikes to Upton. 246 Upton's average, and he has really gone to town against Derek Holland, as you will note. 7 out of 15 in his career. Little broken bat looper out to short. Short hop and then dropped by Elvis Andrus. He was completely fooled on that ball coming out to him. He started back, then tried to make up ground coming in. Decided he'd play the short hop, and the ball just hit the dirt and died.
I think he thought that ball was hit harder than it was. Derek gets the ball in on Upton's fist, and it's just a little blooper. I think he was fooled by how hard the ball was hit, because he actually takes a step back thinking he might have to catch the ball going back. And when he came in, he couldn't get to it. I think he thought he was going to catch it in the air, and it just died on him, and he had to short hop it and couldn't do it.
That's going to be ruled an error on Elvis Andrus. And the first pitch to Ben Zobrist, the switch hitting shortstop, is a bit high for ball 1. Well, we get a chance right away to see if Derek Holland is able to contain the running game of the Tampa Bay Rays. Upton at first base. Zobrist, a 4-game hitting streak coming into play tonight. And Holland to the plate. Ground ball right at Old. He goes to second for 1. And trying to make the transfer, Elvis Andrus drops the ball. The out is recorded at second. And Elvis, very uncharacteristically, having a little problem here in the early going. Committed his 13th error of the year on the little blooper by Upton, and looked to be a pretty sure double play once he received the throw from Olt.
Yeah, it's a hard hit smash right to Olt, who makes a perfect throw. It just doesn't make the transfer. Yeah, that's 2 plays you would expect Elvis to make every time. Just got a little careless right there.
So Elvis, after receiving most of the day off yesterday on his birthday, having a little trouble getting back into the swing of things, so to speak, as Longoria takes the strike.
Good start for Derek Holland, who's throwing a lot of strikes.
Longoria, of course, missing a substantial part of the season with that partially torn left hamstring. And the breaking ball just stays outside a bit. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Longoria, since coming back into the lineup, has really picked things up. 242 the average, but 292 overall. And Holland will go first base way to drive Zobrist back. Zobrist with 13 stolen bases this year. And Holland again, this one a better move, and Zobrist having to dive back. The Rays have stolen 109 bases. They have been caught 39 times. The team leader B.J. Upton followed very closely by Desmond Jennings as Longoria fouls back the next pitch. And Holland again the advantage in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Longoria easing back into the lineup as far as playing third base. He's had a couple of starts over there, but most of the time he's been the DH. Fastball up and into it, and that evens the count at 2-2. Holland to the plate again, and that's high and outside, so it's a full count. And with 2 outs now, Zobrist will be off and moving with the next pitch. Longoria hitting in the number 4 slot. He'll be followed by Jeff Keppinger. Zobrist expanding his lead a bit. Holland set, and the payoff pitch on the way. Pulled foul down the left field line. And we will come back and try it again.
If the Rangers turned that double play, it would have saved Derek Holland 6 or 7 pitches. Minimum. That's if he gets Longoria.
Left-hander ready one more time. That's hammered down the left field line. It's hooking into the corner. It is off the foul pole. A home run. And the Rays take a 2-0 lead as Evan Longoria hits his 3rd career home run off of Derek Holland.
That didn't look like that bad a pitch. It looked like it was down and in. The kind of pitch that if you do hit it, it would go foul. But Longoria barely kept it fair. Hit it right off the foul pole. 2 big runs with David Price on the mound right off the bat. Now, it wasn't down, but it was in. Still, it takes some pretty good hitting to hit that pitch fair down the left field line. And the error comes into play, and not turning the double play certainly comes into play for 2 runs.
So Tampa out in front. Elvis Andrus and ruining the mistake that he made. 1-0 pitch to Keppinger is outside and high. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Keppinger hitting at .319. 4 for 9, as you can see, off of Derek Holland in his career. And 3-0 the count. Now, this is where Derek really has to settle it back down. Really focus. Longoria took him deep on a 3-2 pitch. And ball 3 is high. Now Mike Maddox is going to go out and talk to Derek Holland. Now Derek, as he has said several times, one of his biggest problems is losing focus, especially after he gets 2 outs, and that I don't know is the case here, but following up the home run to fall behind 3-0 when he'd not had any problem mastering the strike zone to the first 4 hitters is cause for concern. You have to wonder about the focus issue, and that's why Mike Maddox is out there to reinforce some positive thoughts in Derek's mind. Holland looking around, and first pitch is a sinking fastball to Ryan Roberts.
Roberts was released by Arizona and picked up by Tampa Bay.
Ryan Roberts, a local product, went to high school at L.D. Bell up in Hearst. Big rip and a miss. Also played at UTA, University of Texas Arlington. Roberts, originally property of the Blue Jays, went over the Diamondbacks. Had a couple of good years over there with Arizona. And they ran into a numbers problem this year, and the Rays excited to have him. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Roberts getting a start at second base tonight. He's played a lot of third base also. 1-2 pitch. Got him on the fist, little pop-up. Coming over is Ian Kinsler behind Michael. Makes the catch, and the side retired. The 2 runs on 1 hit, an error, and 1 man left. The Rays, after half inning of play, have a 2-0 lead over the Rangers on Fox Sports Southwest. Texas lineup that Ron Washington has put together to face David Price. Ian Kinsler leads off. He's followed by the shortstop Elvis Andrews. Josh Hamilton plays left and bats third. Cleanup man is third baseman Adrian Beltre. Nelly Cruz is in right. The DH in batting sixth tonight, Michael Young. Giovanni Soto bats seventh and catches. Craig Gentry is in center hitting eighth, and Mike Old, the first baseman, bats ninth.
David Price, probably the best pitcher in baseball right now. He has the best ERA. He's won 16 games. His last 12 starts, you can't get much better than this. 8-0 with a 1.56 ERA. His ERA is high against the Rangers, but that can be pretty misleading when you look at when those games occurred. He's a different pitcher right now than he was for most of those games. Hasn't pitched well in this ballpark.
Ian Kinsler leading things off, goes after the first pitch. It's a one-hopper down to Johnson at third. On across the diamond, and Ian is a hard out. One away for Elvis Andrews. The rest of the Tampa Bay defense, Desmond Jennings and B.J. Upton and Sam Fuld left, center, and right. Keppinger at first. Roberts and Zobrist up the middle. Elliot Johnson you saw at third, and Jose Molina is catching David Price tonight.
Price is, as you would expect with the numbers you just saw, has been very consistent. 19 of his 25 starts have resulted in games where he's given up 2 earned runs or less. He's only had a couple of bad games where he's given up more than 3 runs. They say he's worked on a cutter that he throws this year for the first time. Throws it quite a bit.
And a fastball to Elvis is a strike at the knees. Andrus, 297, those 2 home runs, 51 driven in. Price back to him. It might have been the cutter right there, as a matter of fact. Got that ball working its way in on Elvis. He chopped it foul.
He's working on 17 straight scoreless innings. The other thing he's done in his last 12 starts, he's pitched at least 7 innings.
Call strike 3.
Yeah, that's definitely the cutter.
Yeah. Backdoor cutter, and Elvis caught looking. 2 gone for Josh Hamilton.
No much doubt it's a strike. It's in the strike zone.
And that's something the Rangers have not seen from David Price before. The first time that he faced them this year, I don't believe he was throwing that pitch. If he was, not that much.
No, the notes said it's a new pitch for him.
Hamilton going after the first ball. Down to third, Johnson, a wide throw, but staying on the bag is Keppinger. And the Rangers are gone quickly and quietly in the first. A 5-pitch inning for David Price. On to the second, 2-0 Tampa. Derek Holland going to work against Sam Fuld here in the top of the second. Rays leading 2-0, and have the pleasure of having a guest in our booth. It's the Senior Vice President and General Manager of Fox Sports Southwest, John Heike. John, thanks very much for coming in. I appreciate it and understand that you have a very special announcement you'd like to make for us.
We do. We have just announced today that we're going to be teaming with the Rangers again to support the Wounded Warrior Project. And you may remember last year, the first time we did it to support the Shannon Stone Foundation. And we had such a success. We had such a great outpouring that we felt it was just a great time to do it. And I couldn't think of a better way to do it again on 9/11 than support our troops that have had some disabilities and trying to get them back here and acclimated to life again.
Now, this is going to be September the 11th. I believe that Rangers are hosting the Cleveland Indians on that night. You're going to have an auction, an on-air auction, both before and during the ball game?
Yes, it'll start in the pregame show, and we're still gathering some of our auction items from our different teams in the community. But I can tell you one thing, in this marketplace, all of the teams have really been supportive of this. They all get behind it. And it's not very often everybody, the Cowboys, the Rangers, the Mavericks, the Stars, even our folks at the Texas OU game are helping us. So we're putting together a pretty good list of unique, once-in-a-lifetime experiences that hopefully will resonate with our audience. And again, it's all for a great cause.
Yeah, it sure is. Sure is. And I remember last year, the projections were a lot lower than what you eventually raised for the Shannon Stone Fund.
Yeah, we were anticipating, we'd hoped when we first put it together, since we'd never done it before, that if we raised about $75,000, that would have been a pretty good benchmark. But I think we broke that by the 5th inning, and when it was all said and done, I think it was over $150,000. So I was amazed by the generosity of the Ranger fan base. So it was a great cause, and I think, again, this one's going to be even better.
Tremendous. We will look forward to that. And give us a little hint of the kinds of things we might see
sure.
that you know about already.
Yeah, we're working with the guys out, and some of the unique experiences are with our Fox Sports NFL guys on Sunday. You know, winning a trip out to LA, all expenses paid, but you can sit and watch those guys put on their Fox NFL Sunday show. And from what I've heard, those guys are pretty entertaining on and off the air. So that's always a fun time. Whoever gets a chance to experience that. We're working on a college football experience where they get to spend the day with our Fox Sports girls. Kami and Lydia are going to show them a good time. We're going to try to pick a great game for them to do on that. And we're going to try to look at some movie premieres. We're working with the Cowboys on a sweet night, and the Mavericks are putting together a pretty cool trip for a fan to follow them on. So I think when everybody sees the list of prizes, they'll be pretty impressed.
I understand there's a ticket offer, too, that for the game on the 11th of September that we're talking about.
Yes, the Rangers have graciously discounted their tickets. They're of $11 ticket night that night. And so if they go to TexasRangers.com and enter the promo code FREEDOM, fans will have a chance to come to the ballpark and enjoy the game for $11. And we'll also have kiosks set up by the Captain Morgan Club where people at the ballpark can actually come in and bid on the items as well.
Oh, great.
And one other thing that we're going to add this year that we didn't do last year is that we've created a special commemorative set of dog tags for people who maybe don't just want to give. They don't necessarily want to, bid on any of the prizes, but we'll be accepting donations. And we haven't quite determined what that cutoff point is, but they'll get a chance to win some commemorative dog tags that'll be supporting the Wounded Warrior Project as well.
Great. Well, that sounds like the second year's better, and this is something that you're looking at to be a continuing yearly function now.
We really are. We're working with the Ranger Foundation, and it was such a success last year. And again, the Ranger fan base was so supportive of it. So we heard nothing but great comments about it. So we're excited to do it again, and we think we've certainly picked a worthy cause.
Well, Derek Holland tuning it up in this inning. Well, that's, and it's something I think that's been very near and dear to the heart of the Ranger organization for the last several years. All the veterans, special veterans night, a three times during the year, and I know all the vets that we've spoken to are really appreciative of the response they've gotten from the Ranger organization. But John, thanks very much. Anything we can do, let us know. We'll be happy to
keep up
do whatever
work.
we possibly can.
Let's keep those wins coming.
All right, thanks. John Heike, our guest. Glad to have you along. 2-0. Let's say hello to Jim Knox. Jim.
All right, thank you, Buzz. Ranger fans looking for a comeback? You bet. Let's go. Community Corner tonight. Texas Rangers are proud to support healthy lifestyles and also fitness through their All-Star Fitness program, teamed up with MCA. That's Medical Center of Arlington. To find out more, log on to TexasRangers.com/fitness, TexasRangers.com/fitness. Yeah, Buzz.
All right, Jim, thank you. Rangers come to bat in the bottom of the second inning. And David Price back to the hill and hardly broke a sweat in the first. Just 5 pitches to get the 3 outs, and he throws Adrian Beltre a knee-high strike. It is 0-1. Beltre, Cruz, and Young, the first 3 Rangers to face David Price here in the second. 1 ball, 1 strike. Beltre at .310, the American League Player of the Year, or week for last week, and maybe Player of the Year. He's going to have to go a little bit, but it's not beyond the realm of possibility. And he belts it to left field. He's done it again, folks. Goodbye. Well, maybe I was right the first time. Player of the Year, not beyond doubt. 2-1 the score.
Adrian got a 95-mile-an-hour fastball inside. You got to have a quick bat to hit it that far and turn on that pitch.
Number 25 for Adrian Beltre. I wonder if he works on looking surprised when somebody slapped him in the head, because he always looks surprised. I know he's not. He's got that good surprised look on his face. That and being mad when you know he's not. Here's Cruz, and Nelly takes high and outside.
He definitely doesn't like it. He puts up with it because he has to. That pitch, almost the same pitch that Longoria hit out of the ballpark, inside. One to Longoria is a little bit higher, it looked like.
And Cruz driving one to right center field. That is high and deep, and goodbye! Back-to-back, Cruz and Beltre. A 2-2 ball game.
Just in case Tampa Bay forgot who they were playing, Rangers wanted to show them right there. David Price been giving up 2 runs in August. 2-0 with an .060 earned run average. 3 of his 4 starts in August have been scoreless starts. Has given up 2 in consecutive hitters.
The Ranger bullpen, and just like that, we have a brand new ball game. Nelly Cruz with his 21st home run of the year. Beltre his 25th. When David Price had only allowed 13 home runs in 171 previous innings. Now he has allowed 15.
Yeah, Price has started 3 times in this ballpark in the regular season. His ERA is .924.
And Michael Young, a base hit to right field. Now, Michael just back off paternity leave, and looks like he's had enough changing diapers for the time being. He wants to get back in that lineup and do something. Good to see Michael back. So consecutive home runs followed by a single to right field by Young, and Giovanni Soto will come to the plate. The back-to-back home runs, by the way, for Beltre and Cruz. The 7th time this year the Rangers have gone back-to-back. Soto hitting at .242. And he lines one to left field. That is hooking in. It's down for a base hit. Cruz to Young to second. Will stop there. And Soto with a solid single to left. 4 consecutive hits by the Rangers.
Price better consider throwing a pitch out of the strike zone right about now. Everything he's throwing up there, the Rangers are lining either out of the ballpark or into the outfield. They're not wasting any time. They're not up there looking to take a pitch.
And Jim Hickey going to go out there, the Tampa Bay pitching coach, just to give Price a chance to catch his breath. Price has thrown 7 pitches in this inning. 2 of them have gone for singles. 2 of them have left the ballpark.
Well, he's been throwing fastballs and cut fastballs. Not much in the way of something off speed. And the Rangers are going up there looking for the first good pitch to hit. And they're not wasting any swings either.
For those of you interested in home run distances, by the way, Adrian Beltre is estimated at 407. And Nelly Cruz going the other way at 405. Folks, to commemorate the 10th anniversary of MLB.TV's first streamed game with a subscription to MLB.TV Premium for only $10. You'll get every out-of-market game for the rest of the season live on your favorite devices. Offer ends at 11 p.m. tonight, and blackout restrictions do apply. Visit MLB.TV to start watching now. But here's Gentry, and the corners are up for Tampa Bay. They're expecting a bunt, and Gentry almost has his feet taken out from under him with that pitch from Price.
Yeah, that was going a little too hard for Craig to let it hit him in the foot. Craig is not afraid to take one for the team, so to speak, but at 93 miles an hour at your ankle, that's one you're going to do whatever you can to get out of the way of.
Yeah, there's got to be a line where that protective instinct takes over. And
I think you just saw it right there.
Yeah, say, no, that's not going to work.
Curveball at 83 or 78, maybe.
Yeah.
But not the, whatever that was, probably a cut fastball at 93.
Sneaking down the line is Keppinger, and the bunt is fouled off. It is 1 ball, 1 strike. Keppinger, the first baseman, way down the line as Gentry bunted that ball foul.
And whatever you do, don't bunt it toward first base.
You see teams do that with the first baseman when there's a left-hander on the mound and leave the third baseman back, because the left-hander, especially one as agile as David Price, can cover everything from the mound to the line. And they can go ahead and try to get the force at third base.
And the other reason why, if you're the hitter, bunt it hard to the third baseman.
There's a good bunt down the line. This could be close. Price, a nice play as he fired on to Ryan Roberts to get the out at first, but a good job by Gentry. Advancing to third is Young, to second is Soto. They are there with 1 out for Mike Holt.
Yeah, you get a pretty good look at the kind of athlete that David Price is to get Gentry easily at first base on that kind of a bunt. There's a good number of pitchers who, by the time they threw this ball to first base, would have been late. But watch how quickly Price gets to that ball. That's a good bunt. But Price pounces on it, turns, and throws a strike to first base. That's a pretty nice play.
Yeah, really a nice athletic play by Price. So with second and third and 1 out, the infield for Tampa Bay playing back with the exception of the first baseman Keppinger. As Mike Holt takes a pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. You get a look at the defensive alignment. Keppinger right at the cut of the grass at first. Everybody else back at normal depths.
Pretty good challenge for Mike coming up from Double-A. He's had 22 at bats in the big leagues, and he's facing David Price right here. Got the cutter on the outside corner and 96 miles an hour on the inside corner. Got your work cut out for you now.
Down on the count, 0-2. Look at that pitch tracker, and both those outside lines are pretty well covered up by those 2 pitches.
Yeah, those 2 good pitches right there.
Ground ball up the middle. That will get the run home. On to first goes Zobrist, and Mike Holt, a good job on an 0-2 pitch, getting the ground ball that gets the runner Young down the line to score from third. The Rangers take a 3-2 lead.
That's a great job by Mike Holt. 0-2. Not a very good pitch by David Price. 0-2. But Mike knows his job is to make some contact. I'm pretty sure he's trying to throw that pitch and backdoor it. Instead, he catches near the middle of the plate. And Mike took advantage of it. Did a good job right there.
Well, Mike Holt with his 5th RBI of the year. And now the Rangers turn the lineup over for Ian Kinsler to bat for the 2nd time in as many innings. Kins grounded out to third base. He had a bullet on 1 hop to Elliott Johnson down there. Price goes back to the windup, and the next pitch is skied to shallow right field. Going out is Ryan Roberts, about 30 feet out into right field, makes the grab, and that'll do it. But The Rangers come up with 3 runs, the first 2 of which were back-to-back Beltre and Cruz home runs. On 4 hits, and they leave 1. On to the 3rd we go. Rangers 3, Rays 2 on Fox Sports Southwest. Rangers baseball on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealer. Head to your Texas Ford dealer and drive the best in Texas. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. Derek Holland now with a 1-run advantage as he goes to work in the top of the 3rd inning. This is kind of reminiscent of that game he pitched against Detroit and Justin Verlander here a couple of weeks ago. Gave up a 1st inning run and then shut him down. Hamilton going back. He reaches up and can't hang on to it. He bangs into the wall. At second base, headed for 3. Desmond Jennings in with a slide, and he has a leadoff triple. Now, Josh Hamilton had it in his glove momentarily, but then the collision between he and the wall out there, he and the screen in front of the out-of-town scoreboard jarred it loose. No, he didn't have it in his glove. Take it back. Think he was concerned about the collision right there, bracing for it.
Well, he doesn't have time to stop, and so he's going hard into it. The good thing is when you hit that, there's a little bit of give to it. It's not like hitting the padding on a wall, which doesn't give that much.
Now Jennings at 3rd with his 5th triple of the year, leading things off in the top of the 3rd inning. Now Soto out to talk to Derek Holland. Holland facing B.J. Upton. And I think if Derek is thinking about something, he's thinking about pop-up strikeout. Both Upton and Zobrist, if he possibly can, with Jennings at 3rd base. Upton reached on the little blooper that turned into an error by Elvis Andrus back in the 1st inning. Holland from a stretch. And the high fly ball to center field will send Gentry back plenty deep enough to allow Jennings to score. The tag, and down the line comes Jennings, and we have a brand new ball game as B.J. Upton drives in his 56th run of the year. It is 3-3 Rays and Rangers. Pretty tough assignment after a leadoff triple to get the next two hitters out without allowing a run to score. And Derek Holland couldn't quite get the job done there. So one gone. Here's Ben Zobrist, who reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning. Zobrist, the switch hitter, installed basically as the everyday shortstop about 2.5 weeks ago.
He's played regular second base. He's played regular outfield. He's played first base. He's played everywhere, basically, except catch and pitch. Guy's a good ball player.
Chopper right back to Holland. Derek flags it down, underhands to Michael. Pretty good reactions by the left-hander. Out number 2. So with the bases empty and 2 away, now Derek will face Evan Longoria, who homered off the foul pole on the left field line in the first inning. Mentioned at the time that was Longoria's 3rd career home run off of Holland, and Derek starts him off with a breaking ball that's low and inside for ball 1.
Now, Longoria has missed more than half of the season. They just got him back fairly recently.
And he lines this to left field for a base hit. 10 for 22 now is Evan Longoria against Derek Holland in his career. He is aboard with 2 outs, and Jeff Keppinger is coming up.
Now, some guys, you just see them well, probably get pretty good pitches to hit. Your confidence is sky high. Longoria may not know the exact numbers, but he likes to face Derek. He got a high fastball right there. Jumped on it.
The 1 on, 2 out. Keppinger drew a walk in the first inning. 1 ball, no strikes. I mentioned Longoria coming back into the lineup. That happened on August the 7th, and the Tampa Bay Rays kind of used that as a demarcation line from when things started turning around. And for Keppinger, it's been very, very true. Keppinger has hit .339 since Longoria came back. You get average. Left-handers, that's the best average in the American League. Jeff Keppinger at .405. And he swings on the next pitch and pops it up. Backpedaling into shallow center. Ian Kinsler puts it away, and that'll do it. But the Rays come back to tie it. A run on 2 hits and 1 left. Bottom of the 3rd coming up. Andrews Hamilton and Beltre against David Price. Folks, to help celebrate 40 years of baseball in the Metroplex, Metro PCS is giving away 40 Samsung 4G LTE phones. Enter to win at all participating locations. Metro PCS, it's wireless for all. Elvis Andrus leading off the bottom of the third inning. Andrus called out on strikes back in the first as he faced Price.
You know something I just noticed, Buzz? The Rangers had 6 batters hit in the second inning. They had 4 hits, and Price only threw 15 pitches in the second inning. That's pretty amazing.
They didn't wait very long.
No, they were just up there swinging.
Well, they probably have a pretty good idea. He's going to try to, with a 2-0 lead, he's going to try to get ahead with his fastball. And if there's one thing the Rangers are and have been quite often, a good fastball hitting team.
Yeah, and the other thing that could play into it, in addition to that, is an advanced scouting report may say that Price loves to get ahead with his fastball, and he throws a lot of first pitch strikes. I don't know if that's true or not, but the way they went up there swinging at the first pitch, it sure looked like that's what they anticipated.
1 ball, 2 strikes as Elvis takes that pitch just off the outside corner. And no Ranger tonight has seen more than 3 pitches against Price. Elvis is the 11th one to hit. He's going to see it more now, though. Here's the 4th pitch. And he lines it to center field. Upton will play it on a hop. And Elvis joins the hit parade. He will lead off single here in the 3rd inning. Let's go back to our Fox Sports Southwest studios for a Mazda CX-5 game break. Here's John Radigan. John? All right, John, thank you. Well, Andrus aboard with the leadoff single. Here's Hamilton, grounded out the other way on 1 pitch, his first time up. And Price will make a little move over to first base just to let Elvis know he was thinking about him.
Brett Anderson came off the disabled list and threw, I think, 7 shutout innings in his last start. Now he's got 6 shutout innings today. A's just, every time they need a pitcher, they find one, and he does great.
Elvis back again. Hamilton now 4 out of 25. That's a 160 career average against David Price. He has driven in a couple of runs. First pitch to him, a good rip at that fastball. Fouled back to the screen. It's 0-1.
You think people, Ranger fans in the Metroplex, admire the Ranger players? Amy and Doug, I'm going to say Tekel from Keller, had a son on August 14th. They named him Kinsler.
Good. Yeah, I think there's a lot of admiration around for that.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
If you name someone after Michael Young and his name is Michael,
right?
There's a lot of Michaels.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of Kinslers out there, though.
No, you're right.
I've heard pets being named after Ian. But that's probably not the first child. That's just the first one we've heard of.
David Price inviting a few derisive cheers from the Ranger faithful here about the number of throws he's making to first base. Meanwhile, Hamilton waiting, a count of no balls and 1 strike. Up the middle, look out, David Price almost undressed him. Around second, headed for third is Andrus. He's in. Hamilton going to second. He slides in. The Rangers running the base paths like wild men.
Well, the Rangers are running the bases like Tampa Bay likes to run the bases. They're a very aggressive team. And Upton, I think, made an ill-advised throw to third base. Elvis kind of baited him into this throw. Took one little stutter step around second and then headed for third. Upton took the bait, threw it to third, and when he did, Josh goes to second, eliminates the double play, and sets up second and third for Adrian Beltre.
And nobody out. Beltre with his 25th home run of the year, his first time up, and that, by the way, is his 7th career 25 home run season. First pitch to him, and the breaking ball starts him off. It's low and outside for ball one.
Scored. It was
one ball, no strikes. Andrus at third, Hamilton at second. Rangers trying to regain the lead here in the third inning. And another breaking ball that finds the mark. That might have been the cutter. Took just a hair off of it. And it's 1-1. Well, the Rangers went down on 5 pitches in the first inning. Second inning, a little bit different. Here in the third, it's been a little bit different. They have gotten to David Price for 6 hits and thus far 3 runs. And Beltre fouls that back and out of play. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
Remember, we talked about Price. His opponent's batting average is the 3rd best in the league at .216. Rangers have 6 hits, all of them well hit balls. Some better hit than others, but none of them would you call a blooper or a little dinker.
Wow. And Beltre to the gap in right center. That's going to plug it and go to the wall. Elvis scores. Hamilton right behind him. Beltre, a big turn at second. He puts the brakes on, but he has 2 more RBI with a double. It is 5-3 Texas.
Yeah, right now, David Price is shaking his head. He has no answer for the Ranger hitters. He's tried his cutter on the back door. He's tried 96 miles an hour on the inside part of the plate. He tried a curve ball to Elvis, who lined it to center field. And after Beltre just lined this pitch to right center field, he just kind of put his hands on his hips. There's a cutter, comes back and, gets the middle of the plate. He's just not used to being hit like this.
So Beltre with his 27th double now has 80 runs driven in for the season. And the Rangers back on top, this time by a pair. And here's Nelly Cruz. Joe Madden looking up and down the lineup card says, when does this stop? Yeah, it may not for a while. Ball 1 to Cruz. Nelly, a 405-foot home run into the Ranger bullpen in right center. His first time up. Beltre is lead from second at the bottom of your screen. Strike on the inside corner. It's 1-1. It's time for the AT&T reverse replay. First time up. Nelly Cruz got that cutter that came in the back door, and Cruz promptly threw it right back out the back door and into the Ranger pen.
That cutter that he's evidently developed this year, I'm sure it plays a big part in the record that he has, but it's played a big part in the Rangers' 7 hits and 5 runs so far in this game, too.
Hard hit ball up the middle. Whoa, it almost got Ryan Roberts into the outfield.
That was a
and on to first base, and on to third goes Beltre. He's there with 1 out for Michael Young.
Even the guys that slug in the middle of the lineup know how to hit the ball the other way to move a runner.
Well, Cruz getting high fives from everybody, getting the job done. Now the Rays will pull their infield in with 1 out, and Beltre at third. Young lined a single to right field in his return from the paternity list. Michael and his wife Christina, their 3rd son was born on Thursday, Antonio Barbosa Young. And Michael takes a fastball inside corner. He didn't think so, but the call was made by home plate umpire Mike Malinsky.
Now, Price has only had a couple of starts where he's given up more than 3 earned runs. He gave up 5 to the Yankees and 7 to the Mets, and that's it.
And Young trying to go the other way, fouls it off to the right. It's no balls, 2 strikes.
He's had 2 strikes on a couple of the hitters. He had 2 strikes on Mike Olt when he drove in a run. Had 2 strikes on Beltre. Hasn't been able to put the Rangers away with 2 strikes, though.
Well, you know, I think part of it, you talk about the cut fastball. I don't think many guys really respect Price's breaking ball. And there's one right there that's right back to the mound, and Price will check Beltre back to third and throw out Young. When you get 2 strikes, it's a different story. But I think guys just kind of poo-poo the idea of worrying about the breaking ball. If it's a fastball, whether it's a cut fastball or his good fastball, they're going to tee off on it.
Well, he's thrown a lot of them so far today, and that's what they've done for sure.
Now, 2 away, Giovanni Soto, who singled the left field on the first pitch he saw from Price, steps to the plate. Soto now with the average at 254 in a Ranger uniform. Price will continue to work from the stretch and fires a strike. Soto on this homestand now 7 for 22. Home run, he has driven in 6 and takes another tailing fastball that catches the inside corner.
A little bit better command of the strike zone right there. Both of them on the inside corner to Soto.
Price back to the plate. And that pitch didn't miss by much. There was a cut fastball, and that was at a good location. Came back to the outside corner and didn't quite get there, according to Mike Malinsky.
And he pounded him inside and then tried to backdoor the cutter and just barely missed. 31 strikes, only 8 balls.
The 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That at 98 miles an hour.
Trying to pitch his way out of this little jam that he's in. Man on 3rd and 2 outs. Rangers trying to pick up another run if they can. Get him while you can. They say about great pitchers, when you get a chance to get him early, take advantage of it.
Price working with his first 2-ball count and calls strike 3. Pitch down and in, and Soto caught looking. The Rangers are gone, but they take the lead with 2 runs on 3 hits and 1 left. On to the 4th we go. Rangers 5, Rays 3 on Fox Sports Southwest. Three innings, the Rangers leading 5-3. Longoria 2 for 2, a 2-run home run in the first. And Adrian Beltre also 2 for 2. Home run, he has driven in 3. Now Derek Holland going to work against Ryan Roberts. And the UTAX fouls the first pitch back. It is strike one. Roberts popped out to second base. That ended the Rays' first here tonight. And Derek Holland back to the mound, and he's been given a lead now for the second straight inning. See if he can hang a 0 up there from Tampa Bay. 1 ball, 1 strike as Holland misses inside. Roberts coming in with a 4-game hitting streak. I mentioned the Rays a little deficient offensively with the average, 236 coming in. That's 12th in the American League, but they are about 20 points higher, 22 points higher on the road average-wise than they are at home. Next pitch is fouled straight back. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Derek Holland, 56 pitches, 36 strikes. Working against the number 6 hitter in the Tampa order, Ryan Roberts. And that pitch is fisted foul down the first base side, well back into the seats, and it's still 2-2. Holland to the wind, back he comes. Check swing, and the pitch just a little bit low. Holland pulling the string, and the count has gone full now to Roberts. Ryan Roberts, the 6th place hitter, to be followed by Sam Fuld, the right fielder. Payoff pitch, got him swinging. Good tailing 2-seam fastball from Holland. And Derek gets his 4th strikeout of the night. That's how the 4th inning begins for Tampa Bay. Well, fans, the Ford Frick Award is presented annually by the National Baseball Hall of Fame for excellence in baseball broadcasting. And now through September 7th, Ranger fans can cast their vote to put Eric Nadel on the final ballot. Simply click on the Ford Frick Award on the homepage of TexasRangers.com. Eric, a finalist the last couple of years, and let's get him on that thing in good shape this year, too. Deserves to be in Cooperstown. Fastball to Fuld. It's the outside corner. It's 0-1. Fuld a fly ball to center as he led off the Tampa second tonight against Holland. Derek nails down the outside corner knee high. It's 0-2. Working a little more quickly is Holland. And a fastball up and in, it got him. Fuld hit by the pitch. He will go to first, and it will bring up Jose Molina.
Well, he's obviously trying to throw the ball in, but not that far in. Derek's upset with himself for letting a left-hand hitter get away when he's ahead in the count like that.
Yeah, especially when he's the only left-handed hitter in the lineup. I like to nail those guys down and make sure they don't do any damage. So Fuld at first with 1 out. Molina, a strikeout victim his first time to the plate, lines 1 to center. It's kind of a soft high line drive that Gentry is able to capture easily, and there are 2 outs for Elliott Johnson. Holland now going after Johnson, and he struck out the Rays' third baseman his first time. Johnson, the switch hitter, will get up there from the right side. And Holland goes first base way to drive Fuld back. Johnson, the utility player for the Rays, utility infielder, capable of playing all the positions, and Holland misses inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Switch hitter runs pretty well. Had a lot of work at second before, and he's getting some work at third base now. Holland comes set, a check of Fuld at first. 1-0 pitch. pulls the string, gets it over the inside corner. It is 1-1. Next pitch from Holland. A little chopper foul down the third baseline.
Derek had a pretty good game his last game against Baltimore, when he had the socks on that he's featuring right now, the throwback socks, stirrup socks with the white socks underneath him. So he's going with that look again tonight. Guys are a little bit superstitious in the clubhouse.
Swing and a miss in Holland. Even though he threw a hanging breaking ball, gets the punch out. He has 5 of the night. Well, the hit batter, no damage. The Rays leave 1. We're going to the bottom of the 4th. Rangers 5, Rays 3 on Fox Sports Southwest.
Mike Old celebrating his 24th birthday today. Happy to be back in the lineup after battling plantar fasciitis over the last couple of days. He says facing David Price, just another one in the long line of great pitchers he's bound to come up against in this game.
I think up here it's not any different. You know, every pitcher, I feel like you have to be well prepared, and you have to just be ready to play against. And you do your research and get ready. It's a little bit different than Double A. You start hearing about some guys that have some better arms and you focus a little bit more. But up here, you're focused all the time.
Michael just trying to take everything in stride, gentlemen.
All right, Emily, thank you.
Yeah, if you can take everything in stride in your first stint at the big leagues, you've done a pretty good job. I know I couldn't.
Yes, you
Nothing
have.
was in stride. Didn't know how to get on the bus the right way.
Yeah.
And make sure you've got the right kind of clothes on the road. Make sure you get to the park at the right time. Every little thing you're worried about that some veteran is going to let you know you didn't do it the right way.
Pitch inside to Craig Gentry. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. First bus ride, I'll tell you how gullible I was. First bus ride I went on in the big league spring training. Somebody asked me if I had the ticket for the bus, and I was looking all over the place for it. Ground ball to third. That's cut off by Johnson, and Gentry is tossed out. There's 1 away for Mike Holt. It's time now for the AT&T trivia question for tonight. I'd like to find out of the former #1 draft picks, who had the most home runs in their first 6 Major League seasons. Just former #1 draft picks. That only goes back to 1965, but it's okay. Michael, an RBI on a ground out. His first time to the plate. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. And Old did a great job in that at bat, getting behind 0-2, and then still able to drive a ground ball up the middle for the RBI ground out.
Well, Price threw him a changeup on the first pitch, then the fastball. When the Rangers were pounding him in those 2 innings, the second and third, every pitch was a fastball almost. He really wasn't mixing up his pitches. He had to take a step back and figure out, I've got to give them something other than a fastball.
A ball and 2 strikes. Price to the wind and the pitch. Out of play. Good rip by Michael at that time, and it's still 1-2. Holt called up from AA Frisco back on the 2nd of August. He was leading all AA hitters in home runs and slugging and all those good things. He's gone on strikes here as David Price got that cut fastball in on him, and Price gets his 3rd strikeout of the night. There are 2 gone, bases empty for Ian Kinsler.
And you said he got it in on him, Buzz, and maybe that was his problem, not necessarily the fact that he was throwing a lot of fastballs and cut fastballs, but probably as much as anything that he wasn't throwing them where he wanted to throw them.
Yeah.
You can't fault the type of pitch that a guy like David Price chooses to throw, but if he makes bad location against these kind of hitters, if the Rangers throw up there 1 through 9, then you'll run into some problems.
Yeah, I agree with you. I've always been told that if you normally have command of your pitches, of 2 or 3 of them, you can't make a bad pitch choice. You can make a bad location choice.
Right.
Kinsler fouls it back.
We say all the time, how can he throw him a fastball there? Well, you can throw him a fastball there. You just can't throw it down the middle of the plate.
Exactly. Or if you're trying to throw it in, you can't miss away from it.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. 1-1 to Kinsler. That's a strike, and it's 1-2. That was the home run that Longoria hit in the first inning. Derek, it was 3-2, but Derek was trying to throw it away and missed by the full width of the plate. Well, it doesn't have to get hit for a home run, but that's the kind of pitch that will be hit for a home run by a good hitter.
Yeah. You say, well, if I'd missed half that much, it would have been right down the middle of the plate. I missed by more than that. It ended up being on the inside, and he still hit it.
Yeah. 2-2, and that's out of play to the right. Kins having a great homestand coming into tonight. 407 his average in the first 8 games of this homestand. 8-game hitting streak has seen him hit 375. Towering fly ball that may reach the 3rd deck, but about 50 feet foul. Must not have gotten all that. That was the right line for Kinsler's area up there in the upper deck. Left it a little bit short. Again, the 2-2. Little cue shot out to short. Zobrist snapping one sidearm to first. That'll do it. Rangers gone in the 4th. 3 up, 3 down. On to the 5th inning here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. Rangers 5, Rays 3 on Fox Sports Southwest. AT&T trivia for tonight of the former number 1 picks who had the most home runs in their first 6 Major League seasons. The answer would be Darryl Strawberry. 186 home runs for the number 1 pick of the New York Mets.
I would have said Ken Griffey.
That would have been a good choice, too.
Got to be close.
Yep. First pitch to Desmond Jennings, fouled out of play. And speaking of number 1 picks, the Rangers have one out there in left field. He was the number 1 pick of this team they're playing tonight.
Boy,
Ken Griffey Jr. was close.
Wouldn't have got Pat Burrell.
I would not have gotten that one.
Chipper Jones down there. I didn't realize the Chipper had that many in his first 6 years, but he had some good early years. Fastball up and away to Desmond Jennings. I want to welcome in Mark McLemore of Rangers Live, co-host. You see both before and after Rangers games here on Fox Sports Southwest. Mac, thanks for coming up. It's been kind of an odd game, back and forth. And little line drive up the middle off the end of the bat, but he gets by Kinsler for a base hit. Jennings now 2 out of 2, and he is aboard to start the 5th inning. Both pitchers have kind of gone back and forth between being very sharp and not quite so sharp.
They have. But, you know, you've got to give both offenses some credit, too. Both teams are pretty hot in August. They're swinging pretty potent bats all month long. So any mistake, it seems like that either one of them makes, the other's not missing it.
Yeah. Well, the Rangers went through the 2 innings there where they did all their damage the 2nd and the 3rd and didn't miss many of Price's pitches. And then Price finally figured out something. He's retired 6 in a row, but that was after some damage was done. He's still really a quality pitcher. And it's funny, but one of those things, especially here in Rangers ballpark, hasn't had a lot of success. Would a guy like him, and it seems like he's been around forever. He just turned 27, but would that get into his head and kind of play with him a little bit?
Well, I don't know that it would play with him a little bit. I think what it would do would at some point make him change his game plan against this ball club. I think one of the reasons the Rangers have so much success against him, because he's a hard thrower and they hit those guys well. And I think what we've just seen over the last couple of innings is he's backed off throwing that fastball so much,
right? And
started mixing in some off-speed things. So I don't think it gets into his head. I think he still likes to throw the fastball, and he always will as long as he's got it. But sometimes he has to make adjustments.
Yeah, Tom and I were talking about he added that cut fastball, and it became a pretty big part of his repertoire. And he even got hurt on it a couple times tonight. But for this Ranger club, anytime you say fastball, I don't care whether it's cutter, sinker, and if you say fastball, they're going to come alive with it. They haven't seen a fastball they haven't liked. To right field, hit pretty well. Cruz on the run. He's not going to get there. It's over his glove and off the wall. Jennings being waved around third. He will score. Going to third is Upton. The throw is not in time. Upton sliding in with an RBI triple, and it's a 5-4 game.
You see the speed. Well, Jennings was going to score on that, whether it was a double or a triple, but Upton flying around the bases. Turned a double into a triple. Change up away, but it's up. He waited on it, drove it.
So now the tying run just 90 feet away, nobody out. And you got Ben Zobrist at the plate. Base hit to left. We've got a tie ball game. Upton scores. Zobrist with his 52nd RBI of the year. And 3 consecutive hits have plated 2 runs to tie this game for the Rays.
Yeah, the Rays don't have a potent offense. And when you get 5 runs off David Price, you hope that you can shut down the Rays and have a good chance to win that game. But they're swinging the bats tonight. Jennings has a couple of hits. He's hitting 240. Upton has a triple sacrifice fly. He's hitting 240. But they're swinging the bats pretty well right now.
Mike Maddox out there talking with his battery. Looks like there will be some action starting momentarily out in the Ranger bullpen. Football fans, college football comes to Fox. Each week, Aaron Andrews, Eddie George, and Joey Harrington will get you ready for the kickoff. The premiere of College Football Saturday is this week at 6 p.m. Central, when third-ranked USC takes on Hawaii. Mike Maddox back to the dugout after having a talk with Holland and Soto. 2 runs across, nobody out still. Zobrist at first, and Evan Longoria coming to the plate, who is 2 for 2.
Darren needs a ground ball. Make it sink, throw it low, and get a double play right here.
Longoria, a 2-run home run in the first, and a single in the third inning. He takes a little off the plate outside for ball 1. Five runs on 6 hits for the Rays. 5 runs on 7 hits for the Rangers. Holland pulling the string, and a big swing and a miss by Longoria. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Holland set a check at first, and he will go that way with a toss to drive Zobrist back. Same pitch, same result. 1-2. Alexi Ogando starting to loosen in the Ranger bullpen. Rays scored 2 in the first. Rangers came back to take the lead in the bottom of the second with 3. Holland gave the Rays 1 in the top of the third to tie it up as Longoria hits it foul down the right field line. Rays tied it up in the top of the third. Rangers came back, got 2 in the bottom of the third to take a 5-3 lead. And now the Rays here in the 5th have scored twice. And they have Zobrist at first with nobody out, and a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes on Evan Longoria. Towering fly ball to center. Gentry backpedaling a bit. That ball carrying a little bit better than it would on a night with the wind blowing the opposite direction.
He just missed that ball.
Yeah.
Wow. That had some hang time on it. Kind of brought his bat with him to first base and pounded it on the ground. He knew he just missed it.
What breeze we have tonight is blowing out of the north. Very gentle zephyrs heading out toward right field. Jeff Keppinger is the hitter. He walked in the first, popped out in the third inning.
Now, Buzz, when a player misses a pitch like that, do you see his reaction? Or do you look for his reaction?
Yeah, I sure do. Sure do. I was always a big believer in watching hitters' reactions, whether they hit the ball or whether they swung and missed. I wanted to know what they thought about themselves after that swing. It was impressed upon me early, Mac, that a hitter will always make the determination what the next pitch should be for you if you watch him. And the catcher plays a big role in that too. Sometimes he'll hear the guy say something to himself, like, "Oh, doggone there, wow," or something like that he can pick up on when he's sitting right next to the guy. Fastball strike, and it's 0-2. I'm talking with Mike Napoli. That was the first part of this year, I guess. We're talking about Mike Scioscia and what he does with his catchers. Knapp said, "Hey, Scioscia demands that you watch every hitter instead of watch where the ball goes. If it's put in play and you don't have an assignment, you want to back up first. So watch what that hitter's doing and listen to him. And if you hear something or you see something or the guy changes his stance in the batter's box at all, or hunches his shoulders, let the pitcher know." And Knapp said that's something that Scioscia always had. It was a hot shot foul with Zobrist on the move on that 0-2 pitch. And he'll retrace his steps. And we'll try it again at 0-2.
It always amazed me that, you see guys, they'll miss a pitch and they'll shake their head and, oh, man, they do something. And that just says, okay,
Sure.
you're just telling the pitcher what you're looking for.
Yep. Yep, exactly right. The 0-2 pitch is popped up on the infield. Elvis Andrus settling under near the bag at second. Elvis puts it away. That's 2 away. And Ryan Roberts will come up. And, you know, the same thing's true for a pitcher. You see a pitcher out there that throws a pitch that is not where he wanted. And, oh, doggone it, you know, jumping up and down and slapping his glove and beating himself up. Well, the hitter says, hey, this guy has no clue what he wants to try and do. He doesn't know what he's doing. And I try to tell the young pitchers that I work with, make sure and let the hitter know that every pitch you throw is exactly where you wanted it. I don't care whether it goes to the backstop or not. Make that hitter believe that's exactly what you tried to do. Roberts 0 for 2, a pop out and a strikeout, and Holland gets the inside corner. Roberts, a .223 average. He's driven in a dozen. Swing and a towering pop-up, shallow left field. Hamilton underneath it, and that will do it. But the Rays get their first 3 hitters aboard, and they score twice. On 3 hits, they strand 1. 5-5 ball game as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning on Fox Sports Southwest. McDonald's $1 drink menu. This date in 1977, Toby Era and Bump Wills hit back-to-back inside the park home runs on successive pitches, no less, by Yankee hurler Ken Clay. The Rangers went on to win 8-2 at Yankee Stadium, and I don't imagine that's happened too often in the annals of baseball. Back-to-back inside the park home runs.
I can't think of inside.
I can remember saying, there's no way that's ever happened before. It has. Now, I don't know on successive pitches if it's happened before.
Wow. That's amazing.
I think I remember seeing Bobby Darwin hit 2 inside the park home runs in one game at the old park in Minnesota. It used to be, I don't know, 430 feet to dead center field.
Yeah.
And he hit 2 of those sinking line drives that the center fielder dove for, and both of them got by him. I might have You know, it's long enough ago. I might have dreamed that, but you know, 20 years ago, you could say whatever you want, and no one could ever find out.
They couldn't look it up.
You got to be careful now what you say.
You'll get it back in 5 seconds.
Hey, remember that thing you said last night, you moron? That never happened.
Yeah, now they got people looking stuff up the minute you get on.
You can't just toss it out there anymore, boy.
2-2 the count to Elvis. Yeah, our director, Dave Burchett, says that
I dreamed it?
happen.
Okay.
Yeah, Darwin didn't do that.
I got pretty good awareness of myself.
It was 433 to center, 1-430. Elvis, a base hit to right field. Well, back come the Rangers. Elvis 2 out of 3. He led off the 3rd inning with a single, came around to score on Beltre's double, and now Hamilton comes to the plate. Well, let's go back to our Fox Sports Southwest studios for a Mazda CX-5 game break. Here's John Radigan. John? All right, John, thank you. Yeah, boy, that's adding fuel to the A's fire when you get a guy like Anderson back in the rotation. Hamilton takes outside for ball 1. Josh hit a screamer right by David Price's right hip last time up. Single to center, and both he and Elvis Andrus scored on that Beltre double. Price with a 1-0 pitch. And that evens the count.
Tampa Bay is going to get the bullpen going. 5th inning, and Price has only thrown 64 pitches.
Yeah, I don't think you can fool anybody into thinking this is not an important series for either ball club, but particularly for Tampa Bay. And they've got that wild card thing going. And a little snap throw to first by Molina, and back is Elvis.
Batenhop is the reliever.
One ball and 2 strikes. Elvis the lead away from first base. A 5-5 ball game. Josh, with that 1 for 2 tonight, has upped his batting average to .291 at the moment. He's also increased his hitting streak to 6 straight ball games. That was a pretty good lead at first base. And Josh off the end of the bat, taking it the other way. Well, one thing for Josh, this is not one of the kind of a left-hander that would bother him nearly as much as a guy that has that big overhand curveball at about 72 miles an hour. You know,
Price really doesn't have that pitch he can lob up there in the dirt.
Yeah. Very rarely do you see him just kind of spin something soft to the plate. The left-hander's ready, and we'll go first base way again. Price set at the belt. Chopper, that'll get through for a base hit. Elvis around second, motor into third. The throw from Fold is up the line, and the Rangers playing first and third have runners at the corners again for Adrian Beltre.
Both teams have put some rallies together. Rangers doing it against the best pitcher in the league. I can't imagine that that's the pitch Price is trying to throw right there with 2 strikes on Josh. Right down the middle of the plate.
You got Molina setting up on the outside. He wanted something down and away.
Just never got it there.
And that's what makes this, this Rangers team so good. They capitalize on mistakes, and that's usually what highlights end up being. It's a mistake by the pitcher, and the hitters take advantage of it.
Yep.
So Hamilton at first, Elvis at third, nobody out, and Adrian Beltre, who has driven in 3 tonight, is at the plate. Beltre, a solo home run in the second, a 2-run double in the third. And a fastball hits the inside corner. Now Adrian now hitting a .313. The RBIs you can see up to 80. 25 home runs. Trying to get the Rangers back on top for the 3rd time tonight. Down the left field line, dropping in a hurry. It's in for a base hit. Elvis scores. Hamilton stops at second. Adrian Beltre with a 4 RBI night. And the Rangers back on top 6-5.
He's knocked in at least 1 run every time up. 3 for 3. The hit parade continues, and that might be it for David Price. Gets the ball in pretty well. He can't believe it. Here we go again. He just doesn't have the pitches consistently tonight to get the Ranger hitters out.
And that's going to do it for David Price. So something that hasn't happened in the last 13 starts, last 12 starts prior to tonight, not pitching 7 innings in a start. And he is not like Rangers ballpark in Arlington at all. Better than a run per inning in his career in this facility. The Price finished. He goes 4 innings plus. He'll be replaced by Batenhop. We'll tell you all about the right-hander when we come back right after this on Fox Sports Southwest. This week against the Rays, and that comes up this Friday, or Wednesday, I should say. Good seats are available. It's a 6:05 start, and you'll enjoy all the dollar hot dogs you can eat for just $1. For tickets, go to TexasRangers.com or call 972-RANGERS. Well, Ranger fans have been up and down and up and down, and so have the Rangers. They're back up again, 6-5. Burke Batenhop is the new pitcher taking over for David Price.
We'll see if the change from a lefty to a righty makes any difference.
And Nelly Cruz takes outside for ball 1. Cruz 1 for 2, his 21st home run of the year into the Ranger bullpen in the second inning. Got Hamilton at second, Beltre at first, nobody out. Oh, and he had a rip at that pitch. And fouled it straight back. Now Oakland a final now in Cleveland. They shut out the Tribe tonight, 3-0. And it's scoreless in Minneapolis. The Mariners visiting up there. In the updated AL West standings, Oakland now 5 full games back of the Rangers pending the outcome here. The Angels 9.5 back. And the Mariners 14.5 back. 2-1 the count to Cruz. Badenhop back to the plate. Got Cruz on the fists, and that will even the count now at 2-2. Nelly at 266, 77 RBI to go along with his 21 home runs. Molina with the signs. Badenhop picks out the one he wants. 2-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Went up the ladder. Nelly couldn't quite catch up with it. That is out number 1. And it'll bring up Michael Young. Just above belt high. Now Badenhop will face Michael Young. Young is 1 for 2 tonight. He's also 1 for 2 in his career against Badenhop. Rangers a run across. 1 out, 2 on here in the 5th inning. Ground ball double play up the middle. And they turn it with Zobrist to Roberts to Keppinger. Well, that will do it. Matt, thanks for joining us. You got the Rangers back on top. That's the important thing.
I got us a run. There we go.
We'll see you on Rangers Live afterwards.
All right.
6-5 Texas. On to the 6th we go.
Hayes 6'5", and Buzz and Tom. I got the Golden Girls out here tonight for the Rangers. They come from Weatherford. They usually make a couple of games. Jean, how's it going?
It's going great. We love the game. We love being here. And we watch it at home a lot. We watch Tom and Buzz. And the only thing is, we haven't seen very many single men our age.
All right. Good to have you out here, Jean. Very good. All right. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Well, at least we know why they came to the ball game
That's
tonight.
right. I love honesty. That's great.
They might be able to try the Elks Club on the way home.
Get the camera over here again.
Oh, what about you, huh?
What about me?
Well, okay, you got one, Jim.
What about me?
You're in. What's your name?
William.
William's in. There we go. Okay. Thanks, William.
Oh, boy.
Man, Noxie's a matchmaker.
Yes, he is.
That's funny.
You got to make a commercial out of that going in the air. Get all those matchmaking clubs going.
Famous words. What about me? Good-looking guy, too.
Jose Molina, the hitter. Molina tonight has struck out and flied out to center his last time up. Full, as you saw, grounded out to first base on the first pitch that Holland threw him. But one out, base is empty. Derek Holland now working with a 1-0 lead, or 1-run lead this time, and there was a strike to the outside corner. Molina, a 207 hitter. And it's out of play and down the right side. And the count moves to 0-2. Molina, of course, part of that great catching family. Benji, a former Ranger, was here, and Yadier, big catcher with the Cardinals. And they all look like the cookie cutter brothers. I mean, they all look like they were born to catch. They're all rather large and kind of squat bodies. Of course, part of that could be from catching ever since they were 10 years old or whenever they first started. Kind of develops that kind of body for a guy.
Wasn't much doubt what the youngest one was going to have to do.
No. Holland's 1-2 pitch. Slow chopper over to Beltre at third. He is taking plenty of time. Jose might be the fastest of the three, and he's not any speed burner. That's out number 2. Although I probably shouldn't say the fastest. Dealing with a brother in Benji that had a cycle, so he had a triple in that game in Boston a couple of years ago. Should have looked that up. That might have been the only Molina triple in the family history. 2 outs. Here's Elliott Johnson, who has struck out both times he has faced Holland tonight. 0-1. Rangers 6 runs on 10 hits, all of them charged to the starter, David Price.
Jose Molina tripled last year for Toronto. And tripled twice in 04 for Anaheim.
Oh, I take it back.
He can fly.
I take it back. Sure that's the same one?
No, I'm not positive. There's a lot of them. I think it's the same one.
To right field. Cruz going back. Turned the wrong way. Now adjusts and makes the catch. That was a fine circular route for Nelly Cruz. And he's laughing at Craig Gentry. Side retired in order. And Derek puts up a 0 in the 6th. 5.5 gone by. Rangers by 1 on Fox Sports Southwest. time for the Sonic Slam Inning, brought to you by Sonic. Tonight, the jackpot is worth $100 and dinner for two at Sonic Drive-In. Tonight, the Rangers are hitting for Darren Flatt from Carrollton. And if a Ranger hits a grand slam during the inning, Darren Flatt from Carrollton will win $25,000. You can register at any participating Sonic restaurant. Giovanni Soto leading things off here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Rangers leading 6-5. Bottom third of the Ranger order to face Burke Badenhop. Badenhop came in to get the final 3 outs, or get all 3 outs in the fifth inning, as David Price allowed the first 3 hitters to get aboard with a run across, and that was it for him for this evening. Two balls, no strikes, the count. Soto 1 for 2 tonight, a single and a strikeout. He chops this one foul to the far end of the Tampa Bay dugout. The count is even at 2-2.
Well, Badenhop came in last inning and did a great job. Got a strikeout and a double play. He's probably the exact opposite type pitcher as David Price. Number one, he's right-handed. That's a pretty good difference. Not a hard thrower, but a sinker ball pitcher. He ran the fastball in on Michael Young and jammed him. There's a sinker for a ground ball. Entirely different look for the Ranger hitters.
Zobrist on over to Keppinger, and that's out number 1 to bring up Craig Gentry. How tough an adjustment is that? You have such a starkly different pitcher come in immediately if you're a hitter.
You know, I think it's a pretty big difference. You know, I think they're geared up, number one, to face David Price. It's not a secret that he's a great pitcher, that he's having a terrific year. And I think if you're the Ranger lineup, you've been reading about how well David Price has been pitching, and you're psyched up for the game. You want to meet the challenge. You're looking forward to it. And then when he's gone, I'm not saying there's a letdown or anything, but it's just an entirely different guy. And instead of a lefty out there, you've got a right-hander running the sinker in on your fists, and I think it is a pretty big adjustment.
It would seem it would be.
I mean, just based on the results, it looks like it's a big adjustment.
Ball and a strike as Gentry watches one into Molina's glove. Gentry a sacrifice bunt and a ground ball to third. I just wonder with the guy, you know, the amount of information that's out there about pitchers, hitters, matchups, and all that stuff. If hitters really felt it was, you know, not a surprise that a guy's coming in, but something that was unknown to them at that particular time.
Yeah, I'm not sure they haven't faced Badenhop that much. And I'm sure they've got a little scouting report on him. But I think after 75 or 80 pitches from David Price to face a right-handed sinker ball pitcher, I think that is a big adjustment.
Big adjustment. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Gentry. Pulled on the ground to third. Getting rid of it in a hurry is Johnson.
Well, he knows that Gentry can run. He wasn't taking any chances.
So 2 ground balls off of Badenhop and 2 outs. Now Mike Old will come up for his third at bat. Old an RBI ground out in the second, and then he went down swinging in the fourth inning. Rangers with 3 in the second, 2 in the third, and 1 in the fifth to get Price out of the game. Price tonight, the line, 4+ innings of work. 10 hits, 6 runs, all of them earned. No walks and 3 strikeouts. High and away, and the count is even at 1-1. That may make headlines against David Price. I mean, that's pretty good output against him. Only one other time this year has he given up 6 or more. And that was back in June against the Mets. Gave up 7 in that ball game and 5 innings of work. 1-2 pitch. Olta slow chopper down the third base line that will veer off into foul territory, and we'll come back and try it again. Mike Old enjoying his 24th birthday here at the ballpark this evening. Might as well give himself a birthday present and crank one out of here. That'd be great. Looking for his first major league home run. And a swing and a foul tip. Stays alive at a ball and 2 strikes. Badenhop reading the signs from Molina, and the right-hander's ready. Holt fights another pitch, a foul. Kyle Farnsworth up and throwing in the Tampa bullpen.
That is one big guy right there.
Yeah.
That might be the one guy in baseball that you wouldn't charge. there's others, but he might be at the top of the list. Plus, he's a martial arts guy, too, I think.
Yeah, I might have heard that about him. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So you'd figure he have various ways to crush you, not just one.
Yeah, if you're upset with him, just say, please don't do that again.
Slow chopper. Third baseman Johnson coming in. Off balance throw. It gets by the first baseman. And safely aboard is Mike Holt. We'll see how that's ruled. A tough play for Elliott Johnson, the third baseman. And his throw tailed into the runner up the line toward home.
Badenhop has a good sinker. It's tough to get that ball in the air. Every ball that's been hit, he struck out Cruz, but every other ball that's been hit has been a ground ball.
That's going to be ruled an error, and looking at the replay, I think that's a
he had a little more time than the way he played it.
He did. Well, the error, that's the 92nd error committed by Tampa Bay this year, and they're next to last in fielding, right above the Baltimore Orioles. The 1 on, 2 out. Here's Ian Kinsler, still looking for his first hit of the night. He's 0 for 3. Kins, a couple of ground outs and a pop out tonight. Badenhop's first pitch is inside for ball 1. Ian, that 8-game hitting streak on the line here tonight. Next pitch is a sinking fastball, and Kinsler took it. 2-0 to Ian. Holt the runner at first, a modest lead. 2-0 pitch is hit hard, but snagged by Elliott Johnson, the third baseman. A sinking, hooking line drive that Johnson picked off the dirt. Side retired, no runs, no hits, an error. 1 left. On to the 7th we go. 6-5 Texas. Sports Southwest is brought to you by Geico Insurance. 15 minutes can save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. And by the all-new Mazda CX-5 with 35 highway MPG. The Derek Collins night has come to an end as we head to the 7th inning. Alexi Ogando is out of the Ranger bullpen, and he will take over on the mound, trying to protect a 6-5 Ranger advantage.
Well, the top of the order had been tough on Derek. Jennings had a couple of hits in a row and scored a couple of runs. Upton had a sac fly and a triple. Zobrist had an RBI single his last time up. And Derek finished strong. After the single by Zobrist, he retired 6 straight, including a 1-2-3 6th inning.
He had one of those nights where every inning was either bad or good, depending on which one you wanted to start with.
Yeah.
First wasn't real good. Second was great. Third, no. Fourth, yeah. And so on.
And so Derek gave up 5 runs. Remember, the first 2 runs were unearned, so only 3 earned runs.
A ball and a strike to Desmond Jennings. Triple and a single tonight, 2 for 3, with a couple of runs scored. And that breaking ball bites off the outside corner. It's 1-2. Jennings facing Alexi Ogando, the 28-year-old from San Pedro in the Dominican Republic. 1-2 pitch. Let's check the swinging time. That fastball getting up there at 99 miles an hour. Ogando to the wind. The 2-2. He jammed him with a pretty good fastball there, and Jennings just able to get a piece of it.
Yeah, he's lucky he didn't hit it in the middle of the bat where it hit that bat. Might have blooped right near the pitcher's mound, if that far.
Alexi staring in for the signs. Now the angular right-hander goes back to the plate and misses high and away at, again, 99 miles an hour. And the count has gone full to Jennings. No, this is not the guy you want to walk. You want to make him swing the bat to lead things off. You'll be followed by another speedster, and that's B.J. Upton. Payoff pitch on the way to Jennings. Popped up, right side, Olt and Soto. Mike Olt right at the railing of the dugout, but that's going to hit the top of the Ranger dugout and bound out of play. Now we will try it again at 3 balls, 2 strikes. Alexi Ogando seeing action for the first time in the last 4 days. Last worked against Minnesota back on the 23rd. Worked an inning and a third of scoreless relief. Had 3 strikeouts in that game. 3-2 pitch here. Got him swinging. Heated Jennings up. And Jennings couldn't catch up. That is out number 1. Now let's take a look at tomorrow's starting pitchers, brought to you by Chevron. James Shields will be on the hill, a 12-7 mark for Shields. He'll be opposed by Yu Darvish, who has said everything is fine with the quad that was slightly sore, caused him to miss a start last time through, but he comes in with a 12-9 mark. And a swing and a miss by Upton. It's 0-1. Well, a pair of right-handers that can make the ball do some funny things. Shields actually in this ballpark has really had one of the better records for the opposition of any right-handers that have come through here. Swing and a miss by Upton. He's down on the count, 0-2. BJ, a couple of runs driven in, 57 as you note on the year now. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Ogando out in front of the count, starts into the windup, stops, starts, and goes. Got him swinging. 3 pitches, 97, 98, 99. We'll see you later.
Last 4 pitches are all fastballs. They've all been swung and missed at. Didn't quite get it started soon enough, it looked like.
Well, Gondo faces 2. He has struck out 2. Now Ben Zobrist will step in and turn around to hit from the left side for the first time tonight. Zobrist 1 for 3 with an RBI single. Ball 1 is low and inside. Zobrist, we mentioned, was more or less installed as the everyday shortstop by Joe Madden. Goes after the next pitch and pops it up. Foul territory. Might be a play for Beltre. He's kind of feeling for the railing. He's not anywhere close to it. And puts it away. That'll do it. So Ogondo looks a very quick and efficient 1-2-3 inning on 13 pitches. Stretch time at the ballpark. Rangers 6, Rays 5 on Fox Sports Southwest.
Bottom of the 7th, and as you guys have seen, Michael Young back from maternity leave after the birth of his 3rd son, and he says he's got to admit it was pretty strange watching these Rangers play on television.
Never really done that before, you know, to be home and watching games on, or be in the hospital and watching games on TV, and it was great. I mean, guys played really well, and you know, the thing you notice when you're not here is, you know, all the smiles you see on TV, everybody's having fun, and you kind of just chomp at the bit to get back and be a part of that a little bit. So, you know, happy my family's home, you know, safe and healthy, and happy I'm back here at work.
And I wonder, guys, if that's something we underestimate or maybe don't appreciate as much because we're around it all the time, is just the amount of fun that this team has playing baseball.
I don't know if we underestimate it, but it certainly is a big component for this ball club. I think you can't help but appreciate that when you're around the guys all the time. Little number off the bat of Elvis Andrus, and Farnsworth able to stumble into Elvis and tag him out. Right down there to make the call was the home plate umpire, Mike Malinsky.
I think the Rangers do have a lot of fun, and I think they're the kind of guys that would have fun no matter where they were playing. But it sure is a lot easier to have fun when you've been to the World Series 2 years in a row and you're 5 games in first place. I guarantee you that.
You got that right.
Now, we had fun playing for the 1972 Rangers, 1971 Senators. So that was a real test of having fun. We managed to pass that test. I think these guys could pass it too.
Now Farnsworth being checked out after kind of stumbling and as he was making that tag of Elvis going by.
He's got a chalk line on his uniform from where he hit.
Farnsworth, as Tom told you, a big guy, 6'4" and about 230 pounds. You get a look at the numbers on Farnsworth this year.
He's a guy that I'm not sure how hard he's throwing now, probably in the mid-90s. He used to light up the gun in mid to higher 90s. Hasn't given up a home run in 17 innings. Good opponent's batting average.
He originally came up with the Cubs, and he has been well traveled. Farnsworth from Wichita, Kansas. He is 36 years of age. Signed by the Rays as a free agent prior to last season. Had a good 2011 season for them. Facing Josh Hamilton.
He saved 25 games for him last year.
Yeah. Well, Seattle back on the winning side of things as they shut out the Twins 1-0 tonight.
King Felix.
Oh, 0-1 to Hamilton, who is 2 for 3. And another ground ball. This one a fair ball as it went by the bag, at least according to first base umpire Brian Knight. And Hamilton taking his bat with him. Never got down to the running lane. He just pulled up, and that's out number 2. Right now, let's go back to the Fox Sports Southwest studio for a Mazda CX-5 game break. Here's John Radigan. John. All right, John, thank you. Beckett struggling in L.A. in his first outing just a little bit. Here's a guy who's not struggling at all. It's Adrian Beltre. He is 3 for 3 tonight. He has driven in 4. He's had a single, double, and home run. How about getting a triple and having their second cycle in less than a week? Had one here last Thursday. Last Wednesday. Outside. 2 balls, no strikes. And that was part of the reason Adrian chosen the American League Player of the Week for last week.
I remember when Hank Blaylock was playing in Tulsa, he had, I don't know if it was back-to-back cycles or 2 in a week. He had something like that.
And he had one at Single A just before he'd come up. He had like 3 in a week. And then he had 2 in the first week that he was up at Double A, I think. 3-0 the count to Beltre. Farnsworth back to him. And the pitch outside, ball 4. That is the first walk issued by either club this evening. Well, Adrian Beltre, second inning, leading things off against David Price. Boom. See ya. Then in the third inning with a couple of runners aboard. Other way, right center field, 2 more RBI at double. In the 5th inning. Got jammed and still was able to get the RBI hit to fall. 4 runs driven in by Beltre tonight. And David Price probably feels if he never sees Beltre again, it'll be too soon.
Yeah, he just couldn't believe that last hit. That pitch was about 3 inches inside.
LA Cruz 1 out of 3. That home run followed Beltre's solo shot in the second. 7th time this year the Rangers have gone back-to-back in a ball game. And a chopper toward third. Cut off by Johnson. He goes the short way to second, and that'll do it. So the Walker left stranded. We'll head to the 8th inning. It's still the Rangers 6 and the Rays 5 on Fox Sports Southwest. On Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Ace Cash Express, earning your trust since 1968. And by Jack in the Box. Get the All-American Jack Combo, a no-nonsense burger, fries, and a drink for only $4.99 plus tax. A crowd of just under 30,000, 29,453 on hand here tonight. And they have seen the Rangers get a couple of leads, 3 to be exact, squander a couple of them, but have the 6-5 lead going to the 8th inning, and Mike Adams in to try and protect it. Swing and a miss by Longoria.
That was a good pitch to throw right there instead of a fastball down the middle of the plate, because he was going for it. Mike's only given up 1 home run, 42 innings. Solid ERA. Mitch Moreland at first base. And the middle of the lineup, 4, 5, and 6.
Adams getting that pitch inside, and Longoria tapping it foul. It's now 0-2. Longoria 2 for 3. That home run back in the first inning, right off the foul pole against Derek Holland. Adams back to the plate. The 0-2. Got him swinging.
Good pitch.
A 92-mile-an-hour fastball, and he didn't go with the cutter. He went with the fastball on that. Folks, Fox Sports Southwest and 105.3 The Fan are calling on you to save 1,000. That's each Friday this month. Saving 1,000 is a traveling blood drive to help save 1,000 lives through blood donation. This Friday, go to the Texas Rangers Hall of Fame Museum right here at the ballpark from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. and help us save 1,000. Side note, we're up to 762 lives saved now, and only 80 donors will be needed to reach our goal. It's a great cause. Double barrel action to get Davis and Peralta loosening. Pair of right-handers in that Rays bullpen. Fastball's a little bit low. It's 2 balls and no strikes out of Jeff Keppinger. Keppinger 0 for 2, a walk and a couple of pop-outs.
The Rays have some power on the bench. Matt Joyce, Carlos Pena, Luke Scott, 3 left-hand hitters on the bench.
And Mike Adams finds the inside corner. Keppinger in his career 1 for 4 against Mike Adams. Nobody on the Rays team has more than 4 at-bats. Keppinger and no, that's it on the current roster. This Keppinger is the only one with 4. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. Boy, this Ranger bullpen, as you see that swing and a miss, doing a great job of late. They have given up just 1 unearned run in the last 25 innings. The 2-2. Pretty good fastball from Mike Adams. The count has gone full. So Keppinger trying to get aboard. He's sitting the number 5 slot. He'll be followed by Ryan Roberts.
Keppinger doesn't walk a lot. He's walked 19 times. Nelly Cruz is going to retrieve something, it looks like. Walked 19 times in 263 at bats. He only struck out 18 times. 19 walks, 18 strikeouts. So he's a contact hitter. Good hitter too. He's hitting close to 320, 370 on base percentage. The other thing he is, can't do it tonight. He's a good pinch hitter. He's 5 for 9 as a pinch hitter.
Mike Adams okays the sign. That high set. He's ready. And the payoff pitch coming. Call strike 3. Cutter came back to the inside corner, it looked like, and Keppinger caught window shopping. Well, back-to-back strikeouts for Adams, just as Ogando struck out the first 2 he faced in the 7th. Adams has struck out the first 2 he has faced here in the 8th.
It's one of those pitches you're talking about, Buzz. It looked like he was trying to throw it on the outside corner, but he ended up on the inside corner. Gets the call for Mike Malinsky, but that was a strike. It was all the way in the strike zone.
Now here is Ryan Roberts. And you got to be careful with Roberts. He's got some power. He had 19 home runs last year with Arizona. Oh, 1 pitch coming. Looked like the curveball.
He's
broke out.
He's bending them in there, sinking them in there. He's got it going all different ways tonight.
And this loud crowd getting with it. Trying to get Mike Adams to have a great 1-2-3 inning here in the 8th. The 0-2 pitch hit well to left center field, but Hamilton moving over to his left, shy of the warning track, puts it away. Another 1-2-3 inning. That is 11 straight now sent down. Make that 12 straight. Sent down by the Rangers. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Rangers by 1.
Back at Rangers ballpark, we head to the bottom of the 8th. Rangers still lead the Rays by a run. Tom, for the progressive fan of the game, it has to be 8-year-old Justin. Comes all the way in from Abilene. Been cheering all game long, getting this left field bleacher section going and on their feet. Give us a sample of your work, Justin.
Let's go Rangers!
All right, way to go, Justin. Here's the bag. Congratulations. You got a finish move on that, right? All right, there we go, big guy. Oh, nice finish. There you go. All right. That's a fan of the game.
Wade Davis in the ball game now, and he's facing Michael Young to start off the bottom of the 8th inning. Wade Davis had never made a relief appearance as a professional until this year.
Yeah, he was one of the promising starting pitchers, young starting pitchers for the Rays last couple of years. Pitched pretty well. They got some pretty good depth in their rotation.
Yeah. They've been recognized for quite a while as having great production from their minor league system as far as pitching is concerned. Starting pitching in particular. Davis certainly one of them coming up.
Well, they've got 5 in the rotation right now that are all homegrown, plus Davis, who's not in the rotation. Rangers saw a lot of Matt Moore last year in the playoffs. He's turned around a slow start into a solid season right now. Rangers will miss him in this series.
And Michael tapping one foul to stay alive. It's still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wade Davis, a 26-year-old from Lake Wales, Florida, facing Michael Young. Michael tonight is 1 for 3, a single and a run scored back in the 2nd inning. Up the ladder goes Ryan Roberts to take one away from Michael Young. Oh, a bullet flagged down by Roberts. Young is a hard out, and Giovanni Soto coming up. That patented Michael Young stroke. Good to see him come back after 3 days off and be able to drive a couple of balls that way. Soto is 1 for 3 in a 2nd inning single and takes a strike from Davis. Soto at 246. Down on the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Davis back to him. Hard hit ground ball under the glove of the shortstop Zobrist. He came up a little bit and the ball stayed down. And we'll see how they roll that.
Hard hit ball in the hole. He got there in time, just didn't catch it. Lift it up and down it goes.
We're going to rule that an error on Zobrist. The 2nd error tonight charged to the Rays.
David Murphy is going to hit for Craig right here.
David Murphy off the bench as a pinch hitter. Murph, of course, one of the hottest Rangers going right now at .313 the average.
David's also 3 for 9 with a home run as a pinch hitter.
Murph hitting .400 in the first 7 games of this homestand. First pitch to him, and a breaking ball from Davis settles in low for ball 1. Davis ready. A check of Soto at first. And Murphy takes a knee-high strike. David, over the last 3 weeks, as you look at his pinch hitting totals, we go back over the last 3 weeks of play, and David's been playing almost every day. He is hitting .397. inside. And the count goes to 2-1. Wade Davis going through the signs from Jose Molina. And the right-hander's ready. The 2-1 on the way to Murphy. In the air to center field. Backing up a little bit into the alley is B.J. Upton. He puts it away. And back to first goes Soto. And there are 2 outs. Well, folks, we'd like to invite you to tune in each Saturday at 10 a.m. right here on Fox Sports Southwest for Chevy Hometown Kids. It's not about the score, it's about the experience. Visit www.hometownkids.tv for more information. Well, 2 gone, and Mitch Moreland now will come up. Moreland had come on defensively for Mike Holt in the top of the inning. Pretty good bottom of the order when you have Murphy hitting 8th now and Moreland hitting 9th.
Outside.
Now, Mitch trying to extend his hitting streak in one at bat. He has a 9-game streak on the line here. He's hitting .297. And Wade Davis first pitch to him. Boy, he had a rip. 0-1 the count. Moreland on this homestand, a .360 hitter. He has driven in 10 runs during this homestand. That 9-game hitting streak, he's driven in 11. The 10 runs just on this homestand. 0-1 pitch. That will even things, and a ball and a strike. Soto inching away from first. 2 outs here in the Ranger 8th inning. They lead 6-5, trying to add a little insurance if they can. And Mitch fouled that one straight back to the screen. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Joe Nathan ready and waiting in the Ranger bullpen. Moreland waiting, Davis ready. The 1-2 got him swinging. Boy, a good high hard fastball, and Moreland is retired, so are the Rangers. No runs, no hits, an error, 1 left. We're going to the 9th. Joe Nathan is coming on, trying to save a Ranger lead at 6-5. more accurately, great hands attached to great arms. First, Alexio Gondo. See you later. Then it was Mike Adams. No chance. Back to
They're
back.
saying the same thing after Joe Nathan.
And that's who's on right now. 25 saves, 23 in a row, and the rest of the numbers on Joe Nathan.
And Joe's having a great year. We say it all the time, but he's throwing the ball pretty much like he did in his heyday with the Twins right now. Throwing the ball really well. 8 walks, 59 strikeouts.
So Nathan on, he will face Sam Fuld, and as we look down in the on-deck circle, Matt Joyce, a left-handed hitter, is in the on-deck to hit for Jose Molina, and the strike is thrown to Sam Fuld. Fuld 0 for 2, was hit by a pitch by Derek Holland back in the 4th inning. Other than that, he has grounded out and flied to center field. Nathan's next pitch, good breaking ball, and that dissects the inside part of the plate.
Yeah, you don't see many closers that can come in and throw you a slider for a strike and then drop that kind of a curveball right after it. Joe really does, Buzz, have the kind of stuff that he could be a starting pitcher with the stuff he's got the starting pitcher stuff, really, an assortment.
The 0-2 pitch, another breaking ball. Well, when he first came up with the Giants, that's what they had in mind for him, and you can see why, because he has 4 quality pitches. Joe said he still doesn't really have it clear in his mind why that switch was made necessarily, but it worked out pretty well.
It worked out pretty good.
Yeah.
Probably with his stuff, probably would have worked out really good as a starter, too.
Sure. Nathan's 1-2. Out of play to the left. And Joe Nathan already with a Ranger record, 23 consecutive saves. He is 25 out of 26 this year in save opportunities. Last save 4 nights ago against Minnesota. Breaking ball, and that just missed the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nathan a long look in. Their big right-handers ready to work. Call strike 3. Oh, he locked him up like the family valuables. 1 gone.
Let's take another look at it. Fastball. Yes, sir. Fuld knew it. I think he threw him enough breaking balls in that at bat where he just couldn't pull the trigger on that fastball. Outside corner. Get that leadoff hitter. Leadoff hitter's got speed. Keep him off the bases. Now you've got 2 power hitters. Well, 1 power hitter. Carlos Pena up next. I wouldn't call Joyce a power hitter, but he's got home run power. He does. Probably not going to be a 30 home run guy, but he can hit the ball out of the ballpark. He has a pinch hit home run this year, too. No, he doesn't. Pena does.
Yeah, Matt Joyce, you see the numbers on him. 1 for 5 in his career against Joe Nathan. Nathan heaving a big sigh on the mound, and the 0-1 pitch. Wow, didn't want to do it, but did it anyway. Joyce now down in an 0-2 hole. Yeah, Ranger pitchers have retired 13 straight men. The last hit by the Rays back in the 5th inning. 0-2. See ya.
Well, that's 96 miles an hour. First 2 hitters have seen Joe's best stuff. Each reliever has struck out the first 2 hitters he's faced. That's a tough assortment of pitches right there. Fastball for a strike, breaking ball out of the strike zone that you swing at, and then 96 miles an hour touching the outside corner barely.
So 2 outs. Carlos Pena is pinch hitting for Elliott Johnson. Boy, the Rays started off like a house of fire this year in 1-run games. They won 12 of their first 16. And since May, they haven't been able to do a thing in one-run games. As Nathan fires a strike, much to the delight of the 29,000 or so that are on hand here tonight, standing, applauding every strike that Nathan throws. The Rays have lost 8 of their last 9 one-run games, and are 6-17 since the end of May in one-run contests.
And the Orioles, they were 23-6. They won another one tonight.
Yeah. Just missed outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Carlos Pena, hitting 190. But he has that home run power, 16 home runs. He has driven in 50. Nathan to the wind, the 1-1 pitch. Fastball strike at 96 miles an hour.
He's popping him on the outside corner with his best velocity.
96 on the black at the knees. Tough pitch to hit, huh?
I'd say so. All you got to do is watch these guys.
Chuck Morgan inciting the crowd to make some noise.
Do it for that guy, please.
Yeah.
Do it for that guy.
The 1-2 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not.
Pena's only hitting 195. He strikes out a little bit, but he's also got a good eye at the plate. That was a tough pitch to lay off of right there.
Well, we'll get the crowd going again. Pena out momentarily, now back in. Former Ranger Carlos Pena facing Joe Nathan. The big right-hander rocks the 2-2 pitch. Up the middle, but right there is Elvis Andrus. He straightens up, fires the first, and the Rangers win the first game of this 3-game set as they defeat the Tampa Bay Rays and David Price by a score of 6-5. Derek Holland gets the win. He goes to 9-6. Price takes the loss. He is 16-5. Totals on the game for the Rangers to win it: 6 runs on 10 hits. They committed 1 error. Tampa Bay 5 runs on just 6 hits tonight. They had 2 errors and they left 4 men aboard. Joe Nathan, his 24th consecutive save, his 26th overall, and there are the updated standings in the AL West as the Rangers continue to lead now by 5.5 over Oakland, 10 full games over the Angels, and 14 over the Seattle Mariners. Texas Rangers baseball on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealer. Head to your Texas Ford dealer for the summer sales event and enjoy some of the greatest deals of the season. Ford is the best in Texas. And by the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. Well, the Rangers win at 6-5. Let's head down to Jim Knox on the field. Jim?
All right, thank you very much, Buzz. Joe Nathan, I tell you what, I was just saying, I think you get better as the season goes on. That's your 24th consecutive saves. That's a club record.
You know, just right now our bullpen's in a pretty good groove. You know, trying to get our outs, pass the ball along, try not to put too much pressure on ourselves, just go out, get 3 outs or whatever they need for us that night and pass the ball along. Tonight, prime example. Derek did a great job, battled. Bats obviously picked us up, got a lead, and fortunately we were able to shut them down.
You talk about this bullpen. See, Agondo went 1-2-3, Adams went 1-2-3, and then you go 1-2-3. Very strong.
You know, we'll take them. These nights are special. You know, this game isn't that easy. We know there's going to be nights that, you know, aren't going like this. It's nice to pick up one against a obviously tough opponent that's been playing very well, especially with David Price on the mound. So we'll take this win tonight.
Bullpen's red hot also. Beltre is red hot too. Can you say enough for the way he's hitting right now?
You know, one of the most special players in this game. He was, you know, one of the main reasons I was so excited to come here. I always loved watching him play, except when we were playing against him. So, you know, it's just such a treat to watch him play on a daily basis.
There you go, Joe. Appreciate the good night. Thank you. Buzz?
All right, Jim, thanks very much. Again, the final tonight, the Rangers 6 and the Rays 5. And Dana Larson and Mark McLemore will be back to wrap things up for you right after this on Fox Sports Southwest.